The conversation delves into the intricate journey of those breaking new ground in entertainment. Achievements come with hidden costs, the guest explains, comparing life to a grocery store where everything requires payment.
Anything that happens to you in life, you have to pay for it. Got the career? Gotta pay for that. Got the money? Gotta pay for that.
And that's why you see these guys facing such struggles. Imagine the success Bieber's had by 20. It's insane.
The guest emphasizes the importance of maturity before diving into the spotlight, advising even their own children to wait. Fame can unexpectedly alter behaviors, as seen in comedians who, after just a taste of success, adopt grandiose personas.
I always tell kids who want to be in this business to please wait. Fame can change you overnight.
They share anecdotes of comedians adapting to fame with grandiosity, from having bodyguards to extravagant appearances.
I saw a comedian once who suddenly had 12 bodyguards. Another wore a white suit to a club saying, "Not right now, man. I'm rich."
Reflecting on celebrity life, the guest cautions against losing touch with reality. The tide goes in and out, and people remember.
Be careful. The tide goes in and out. People remember.
Comedians, with their observational roles, maintain a unique vantage point. They often stay grounded due to the humbling nature of their craft.
If it doesn't work, you got to go back to the drawing board.
I'm a comic who became an actor, so I get to cheat. I'm still doing jokes and staying grounded.
The conversation begins with the guest reflecting on staying grounded while progressing in a comedy career. He shares how connecting with everyday life fuels his comedic inspiration.
That is good. Like having something to celebrate. Somebody did a song that was dope, or a movie that was dope, or got outside the box as opposed to what we love celebrating, which is the crazy shit. You know what I mean?
The host acknowledges the challenge comedians face when success risks detaching them from relatable experiences.
Yeah, well, especially for comics, staying relatable is a tricky balance.
The guest explains his strategy to stay grounded by keeping his home a dysfunctional mansion filled with diverse guests and energy.
The one thing that's tough for a comedian is to become successful. Because we talk from a shit is fucked up point of view. And I gotta have a little anger and I gotta have a little poke fun.
He talks about hosting spontaneous events and leaving his house in a slight state of disarray to inspire new material.
I keep my house a little sort of the dysfunctional mansion. Just crazy shit happening so I could hitch my comedic wagon to it.
So you create chaos on purpose in a little bit of a way.
Avoiding isolation, he actively engages with a wide range of people, enhancing his comedic insights.
I don't remove myself from it. I don't get behind the gates. Behind the gates is the worst shit.
The guest elaborates on hosting parties with varied attendees, from celebrities to everyday folks, which enriches his perspective.
You gotta... Look, I think what helps me is the failures. Like, doing a couple of movies that don't. What was that?
He concludes by noting how both successes and unnoticed failures, like passing through TSA, keep him humble and relatable.
Damn, the movie sucks. Or you just get the TSA. Damn, Fox, what you doing, baby? What was that shit, that last shit, dog?
The conversation centers on the guest's journey to maintaining authenticity amidst success. The guest opens up about the challenges famous comedians face when they lose touch with their roots, often losing their edge as a result.
People in our business, when they do get behind the gates, you know, you've seen comics that get that 1,000-mile stare. I don't want to be funny no more. Why don't you be funny no more? That's how you came up.
He emphasizes the importance of staying true to comedic roots, stressing that authenticity is key to connecting with audiences. This theme extends into a story about social media, sunglasses, and a new business venture.
I went to the gas station and I put on these shades and then I took a picture of them. I thought it was cool. My Instagram blew up. Like, oh shit, what's this?
His Instagram followers assumed the sunglasses were expensive, which sparked an idea. He wanted to create an affordable eyewear line based on authenticity and accessibility.
I said, no. I want to do an eyeglass that costs less than $30. I said, but what we're going to do is we're going to go through each frame and make sure each frame is tight.
Sort of cool and regular. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The result was an eyewear line embraced by celebrities and everyday people alike. This approach was a conscious choice to counter the extravagance often associated with success.
$30 shades. And now even J-Lo, Bella Thorne, all these other people are wearing the shades because what we noticed when we did do that, people embraced it a little more.
Despite his grounded approach, he acknowledges the need to sometimes showcase success to inspire others.
Being urban, I gotta step out there and shine sometimes too. Like my boy has, you know, we get out there and we show a little bit of the success.
This balance between relatability and success sets an example for others, showing how aligning personal values with actions can redefine what it means to succeed authentically. The discussion dives deep into staying true to one's roots amidst the pressures of mainstream success. Starting with the TV show White Famous, the show is about a comedian's struggle to balance mainstream appeal with his cultural roots.
I can't leave where I came from. That's why we did the television show. It's about a comedian trying to become mainstream without losing his black audience.
The guest emphasizes how important it is not to forget where you came from, using this narrative to inspire others trying to transcend societal labels.
I think the problem with shining is when it defines you, like Floyd Mayweather in a way.
Floyd Mayweather's journey from pretty boy to Money Mayweather is analyzed as a smart branding move, maintaining a balance between being seen as a charismatic villain and focusing on building a financial legacy.
Floyd's the homie. He's super competitive. It's about getting your money, your business. That's the focus.
The guest continues, focusing on Mayweather's strategic moves in boxing, including choosing specific opponents on significant dates.
I know the reason that I fight Oscar de la Hoya on Cinco de Mayo.
This approach highlights the business acumen behind Mayweather's career. The guest recalls a rare moment when Mayweather was hit hard, showing vulnerability.
That hit from Sugar Shane shook me. It's rare you see him get hit clean like that.
That was definitely a moment where he really got caught by a world-class fighter.
Ultimately, the conversation underscores the duality many face between authenticity and success, showing how figures like Mayweather maintain authenticity and strategic brilliance. Jamie Foxx emphasizes a key principle in his creative journey, a supportive environment filled with honest feedback. He surrounds himself with family and friends who provide the truth, which becomes essential in refining his work. This iterative process helps him enhance his artistry over time.
You know, they tell me the truth about it. That's sleepless. I should have just stayed asleep. Oh, shit. Really? It was fucked up. So it's like, you know, having that allows me to create.
Beyond feedback, Jamie maintains a personal space dedicated to creativity. This little studio is where he crafts and refines his art, continually adjusting based on reactions he values.
I have my own little space where I go, okay, let me get this. They responded to that. Now let me put this together over here in a little space.
He notes how critical feedback from those with an artistic mindset can validate his work, helping him adjust and improve his creations.
If you hear them say, yo, I kind of fuck with that. Okay, I got that. If they say that's cool, then I know. They'll tell you if that shit's whack.
Jamie highlights the importance of having voices around him that are not only trusted but also truthful, arguing that real opinions are crucial for artistic growth.
You are a speaker of truth. The one thing about your opinion is always going to be truthful. As artists, we want to have the real truth come from certain people.
In the end, Jamie cherishes those who challenge him, pushing his evolution as an artist and keeping his work aligned with true artistic values.
People are going to be 100% real. You're a bad motherfucker, Jamie Foxx.
The conversation delves into the intriguing world of perceptionism, where initial judgments shape feelings of safety and security. The guest shares a humorous narrative about how appearances affect our comfort levels.
And I said, Black people are very interesting people because we deal with racism and perceptionism. I said, because we're very nervous flyers, right? We don't like to get on planes. First thing we do when we get on the plane, we see who's flying this airplane.
Seeing a familiar, confident figure can alleviate anxiety, illustrating the deeper biases at play. This understanding urges examination of inherent biases. The host adds humor discussing political perceptions.
The Donald Trump thing's funny. Not all Donald Trump supporters are racist, but all racists are Donald Trump supporters.
The discussion shifts to social media's role in amplifying voices, warning about the appeal of extreme views.
We're living in two wars. We lived when it wasn't here, and we live... Social media allows you not to have discretion. You're able to go in and type whatever you want to say.
The guest emphasizes standing firm in authenticity and resisting negative influence, advocating for artistic integrity.
If you're going to read comments, you're opening yourself up to that. They just want to see if they can affect you. So I tell all of my artists and all my friends don't change. Don't read it. Because you remember back in the day, Madonna, dangerous. Right? So what I hope will... Just don't tuck your art in for the comments, because we'll end up not having anything. Not having anything to celebrate that is good.
The guest's philosophy on life revolves around balancing professional achievements with personal warmth. By keeping family close, he creates a support system where struggles are tackled collectively.
You know? So, but it's certain things but you gotta figure out your happiness. And the only way you figure out your happiness, you gotta try to see or foresee what's gonna be the problem. So I get my family close to me.
This closeness supports his career, making daily work a shared experience with loved ones.
Get my mom and my sisters and my daughters close to me so they see daddy going to work. Like, there's still some work stuff. It's like, no, we just not on the red carpet.
He shares deep personal stories, such as bringing his stepfather, who overcame many struggles, to the US Open.
He gets out. This is around just before 9/11. And then my stepfather was incredible in my life because he taught me how to play tennis. So when he gets out of jail and makes sure everything is cool. I take him to the US Open. And so there he is, me and my pops, watching Venus play.
These shared moments foster creativity and authenticity. Having family around aids his creative process.
No, that's, I know. The best way to create is to have people around. Because I could try that joke out on them and they don't know I'm doing that joke.
That's an interesting way to handle it, though, to bring everybody close to you. Bring your whole family in your house.
Yeah, and not everybody can do that. I just wanted people. But now having my family around, you gotta do it.
Through personal anecdotes and thoughtful insights, the guest reveals how the blend of family life and creative endeavors creates an enriched world, echoing warmth and connection. The conversation unfolds with a remarkable story about seizing unexpected opportunities. The guest shares an encounter with Kanye West, who, despite the odds, offered an unforeseen chance that led to a #1 hit.
He did it with a broken jaw. He had a little jaw. It was a little swollen. I got this song that I know you could kill it. So he sings, she say she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross.
Initially doubtful, the guest begrudgingly contributed, thinking the song wouldn't succeed. Yet the unexpected happened.
I sung the song thinking it's whack. He's not gonna make it. That song is #1. My boy says, you remember that song you said wasn't shit? It's #1 in the country.
The modern digital landscape is shaped by the power of memes, where identities are distilled into viral moments. The guest begins by exploring this phenomenon, pointing out how a carefully curated image can be overtaken by a meme.
I said, what? That's a meme. So this girl worked her whole night to get this dress for the Met Ball, and somebody puts a pizza on it. How do you compete with that?
Such memes capture global attention, often reducing icons to a singular humorous attribute. Even legends like Michael Jordan aren't immune to this transformation.
How can you be Michael Jordan, and kids run up to you and say, you're the crybaby famous?
The conversation shifts to athletes known for their extraordinary talent intertwined with personal chaos, highlighting John Jones and Mike Tyson.
It's so true. John Jones is a wild guy. That's why he's the greatest light heavyweight of all time.
The guest shares a fascinating journey from aspiring singer to becoming a renowned party host, crafting spaces where authenticity and connection were paramount.
Your face is too funny. I see Wanda singing to me. Maybe I'll never sing.
They pivot to hosting notable gatherings, showcasing talent and establishing a networking hub that drew in big names from the music world.
I was throwing these parties in my crib. Always throwing parties for musical guys.
A pivotal moment was a party for Puff Daddy in 2000. The guest recounts challenging the grandeur of high-cost events with their own resourceful flair.
Puff comes to this party. It's like 2,000. Puff is there. You couldn't even get in.
Despite the party costing over $1 million, the guest proposed a simpler gathering with just $400, promising equal excitement.
You come to my place in LA. I'll throw you a party for $400 that will rival this party.
With practicality and charm, the guest curated an unforgettable experience, blending Kentucky Fried Chicken and Coca-Cola in style.
I've got Kentucky Fried Chicken, Coca-Cola. I won't go over $400. And he had the most incredible time.
These parties attracted emerging stars, including Pharrell, Jay-Z, and even a young Kanye West who left an indelible impression.
Yo, B. Yo, it's like this all the time, B? I said, yeah. Pharrell, another guy, Jay-Z.
Perhaps most striking was Kanye's impromptu performance that wowed the guest, foreshadowing his future success.
In comes this kid, backpack on. It's Kanye. I said, Well, anybody come to my house, they got to perform. He rapped. It was incredible. I said, I don't know why you aren't famous.
By fostering genuine interaction where artistic expression thrived, the guests created an environment where talent was not just displayed but celebrated and recognized before mainstream acknowledgement.